It is a Saturday afternoon in the middle of July. You are standing at the end of your own driveway with the mail in your hand, looking at your front yard, and you do not like what you see. Thin grass, bare dirt showing through along the front walk. A patch of crabgrass by the mailbox that laughs at everything you throw at it. You have hauled home the bags, you have sprayed the sprays. Last year alone you probably spent over $100 on that yard, and it looks worse than it did when you started. But drive out through Amish country here in the Midwest, past the white farmhouses, and the laundry on the line past farms that have never once seen a lawn company truck. And the grass around those farmhouses is thick, deep green, and even, no bottles, no bags with pictures of golf trophies on them. Stay with me all the way to the end. Because the last piece of the Amish way is one specific thing a tall blade of grass does underground, and it is the difference between an ugly lawn that stays ugly and a lawn that quietly fixes itself. Almost nobody ever explains it. I'm Garry Strickland. I'm 63 years old. I spent my working life as a carpenter. And for better than 30 years, I've kept the same quarter acre in the same Midwest neighborhood. Most of what I know came from my old neighbor Earl, a World War II vet who had the thickest lawn on the street, and nothing in his shed but a rotary mower and a coffee can of grass seed. The Amish never stopped doing what men like Earl did. The rest of us just forgot. Now, pull up a chair and let me tell you something. That ugly patch out front is not a grass problem. It is a soil problem, and nearly everything on the lawn store shelf is built to treat the grass and leave the soil exactly the way it found it. Think about that arrangement for a second. The bag of quick fertilizer greens things up for about 3 weeks, then it fades. So you buy another bag. The weed spray knocks the top off the crabgrass, but the ground underneath stays hard and hungry, so the crabgrass comes right back. And so do you, wallet open. There is no repeat sale in a lawn that fixes itself, my friend. Nobody at that store is lying to you. The whole shelf is simply designed around next year's purchase. The Amish never joined that arrangement. On an Amish farm, the soil gets treated like livestock. You feed it, you protect it, you never work it harder than it can stand. And in return, it feeds you back for 100 years. Their farmyards stay green for the same reason their fields stay fertile. Today I am going to walk you through fixing an ugly lawn that same way. 5 steps, 1 ordinary weekend, and nothing that costs more than a bag of groceries. And keep your mower in the back of your mind while we work, because we are coming back to it at the very end. And I promise you, it is the part almost everybody in America gets wrong. Now, everything I am showing you today comes straight out of a little book I put together called The Old Ways, 50 Forgotten Lawn Secrets from America's Greatest Groundskeepers. It is the small, cheap, patient tricks the old fellas taught me over 30 years. Written down, plain before the men who taught me are all gone. 104 pages in 4 parts, from feeding the soil instead of the grass to watering, and mowing like the groundskeepers did, to the pantry and garage tricks that cost pennies, to the old-timer fixes for when things go wrong. It is written for a regular homeowner, not a chemist. The book is $17, marked down from $47, and one $40 bottle you skip buying next spring pays for it with money left over. That's the kind of math the catalog stopped doing for you. Now go ahead and grab your phone and open up your camera, the same one you use to take pictures. Point it at that square code on your screen and hold it steady for a second. A little link will pop up, give it a tap, and it will take you straight to the book. And if you are watching on your phone right now, the link is waiting for you right down below in the description. Take your time, there is no rush at all. I'll wait right here. Alright, the book is there if you want it. Let's get our hands dirty, because step 1 starts with a plain flathead screwdriver from your garage. Step 1, before you buy one single thing, you are going to read your soil. Wait a day or 2 after a good rain. Walk out to the ugliest part of the lawn. Push that screwdriver straight down into the ground. Take your time with it. If it slides in a full 6 inches without a fight, your soil is in decent shape, and your problem is likely food or seed. If you have to lean on it, or it stops 2 inches down like it hit a sidewalk, your soil is compacted. That means the ground is packed so tight that air and water cannot reach the roots. Grass roots have to breathe, my friend. Packed dirt smothers them, and thin, ugly grass is how they cry for help. Earl showed me this test in his own backyard. And the old groundskeeper at the cemetery downtown swore by the very same trick. Now test 3 or 4 more spots around the yard. Remember what you felt in each one. 6 inches with an easy push means healthy ground. 2 inches and stuck means packed ground. That one piece of knowledge just kept you from buying the wrong fix. Because grass seed thrown on packed dirt is bird food, and fertilizer poured on packed dirt washes straight into the street. That handles the reading. Now comes the feeding, and this is the heart of the whole Amish way. Step 2. Feed the soil, not the grass. The Amish do not pour grass food out of a bag with a trophy on it. They put life back into the ground itself. And the way you will do it is with plain screened compost from the garden center. Most places sell it by the bag for a few dollars. And many towns will load a pickup truck bed for next to nothing. The job is simple. Mow the lawn first, then spread a thin layer of compost right over the top of the grass. You want 1/4 of an inch. That is 1/4 inch, thinner than a pencil, not a blanket, and the grass tips should still peek through everywhere when you are done. Use the back side of a garden rake to work it down between the blades. There is no rush at all, so do one section, step back, and look at it before you judge the whole idea. Now, if your screwdriver told you the ground is packed, do one thing first. Rent a core aerator for an afternoon, or do it the way the old fellas did, and drive a garden fork straight into the worst spots every 6 inches, rocking it just a little each time. Holes first, compost second, so the good material falls down where the roots actually live. What that 1/4 inch does underground is feed the earthworms and the tiny living things. That loosens soil better than any machine ever built. Their work does not fade in 3 weeks like the bag from the store. It compounds season after season. The old fellas knew things the bottle can't sell you. Once the soil is fed, the next part is easier than you think. Step 3. The bare spots. Watch how an Amish farmer patches anything, a fence, a harness, a field, and you will notice he treats the wound, not the whole property. Restraint and precision, that is the old way. So walk to your first bare spot with a hand rake, a bucket, and your grass seed. Scratch the surface of that spot until the top ½ inch of soil is loose and rough. In the bucket, mix 1 handful of seed into about 3 handfuls of compost. Stir it around like you are mixing pancake batter. Spread that mixture over the roughed up spot in an even layer. Now press it down firm with the flat of your shoe or a scrap board. Seed has to touch soil to take, and that firm press is the step most folks skip. Then keep that spot damp with a light sprinkle every morning until you see green fuzz, usually inside 2 weeks. Earl kept his seed in an old coffee can on the shelf, and he patched spots this way well into his 80s. The mix matters, my friend. Bare seed dries out and feeds the sparrows. Seed cradled in compost stays damp, stays put, and comes up thick. So that is the what. Now let me give you the why on watering. Because the why is what keeps you from the classic mistake. Step 4. Water deep and rare. The sprinkler habit that ruins more American lawns than any weed is the little drink every single evening. Shallow daily water teaches roots to stay shallow, right up near the surface where the summer heat cooks them. The old groundskeepers watered the way rain does, heavy and seldom. Your lawn wants about 1 inch of water a week, and that is 1 inch total. Including whatever the sky provides, here's how you measure it without buying a gauge. Set an empty tuna can out on the grass. Run the sprinkler until that can is full. However long that took is your watering time, once a week, early in the morning. Deep water pulls the roots down after it. And deep roots are what carry a lawn through an August dry spell, while the neighbors' yards go brown. And hold that thought about deep roots, because the mower step we are coming to right now is the whole reason roots go deep, or stay shallow. I told you, at the start, there is one thing a tall blade of grass does underground. We are there. And that brings us to the part I promised you at the beginning. Step 5, mow high the way the old timers cut. Ever notice an Amish pasture is never shaved down to the dirt? There is a reason, and it lives underground. A grass plant keeps itself in balance. Whatever it holds above the soil, it roughly matches below the soil. Cut your grass short, down at 1.5 inches like half the country does, and the plant sheds root to match. Short blades, short roots, and short roots cannot reach water or food, which is exactly why scalped lawns turn thin, brown, and ugly by July. Let that blade stand tall and the plant grows root to match it down where the moisture lives. So here's the setting. Raise your mower deck to 3 inches, 3.5 if it goes that high. That is 3 to 3.5 inches, the highest most mowers allow. And never cut off more than 1/3 of the blade in one mowing. But the tall blade is doing a second job at the very same time, and this is the piece nobody at the store will ever tell you. Tall grass shades the soil underneath it. Shaded soil stays cool and damp, so your watering lasts twice as long. And crabgrass seed, the very weed you have been spraying for years, cannot sprout without direct sunlight hitting bare soil. A tall, thick lawn simply keeps the lights off, and the weed seed sits there in the dark and never wakes up. You have been buying in a bottle what your own mower deck would have done for free. Raise the deck and the ugly lawn starts fixing itself. And that right there is exactly the kind of thing the old fellas taught me. The book has 49 more just like it, laid out just as plain. The Old Ways is 104 pages of the small. Cheap tricks the old groundskeepers swore by, and this whole soil first routine has its own place in part 1. It is $17, down from $47 against a shelf of bottles that runs you. That much every single spring and fades by the 4th of July. $17 once for knowledge that compounds like that compost does. Now go ahead and grab your phone and open up your camera, the same one you use to take pictures. Point it at that square code on your screen and hold it steady for a second. A little link will pop up, give it a tap, and it will take you straight to the book. And if you are watching on your phone right now, the link is waiting for you right down below in the description. Take your time, there is no rush at all. I'll wait right here. So there is your weekend, neighbor. Read the soil with a screwdriver. Feed it a 1/4 inch of compost, patch the bare spots firm, water 1 deep inch a week, and raise that mower deck to 3 inches. And let the grass do the rest. Tell me in the comments what your lawn is fighting right now and what state you're in. I read every single one. Next time, I am going to show you the $2 pantry powder Earl used on dandelions and why it only works if it goes down at one particular hour of the evening. Because the sun ruins it. Keep that lawn thick and green, my friend, and I'll see you over the fence.